My name is KJ Cao. My wife and I have been calling First Free our home church since 2012. I accepted Christ as my personal Savior in 2000. Since then, God's story has shaped my life in so many different ways. After I accepted Christ, the highs and lows in life are still there, but God has given me such a different perspective on life. Through the lens of His story, I keep finding purpose, joy, and excitement in seemingly routine things every day. It is amazing. One thing that I have learned about God's story is that the popular advice, just be yourself, is actually not a very good advice. Be confident, be bold, and be yourself. That used to sound really good to me until I came to know about God's story. Starting with the story of Adam and Eve and followed by many other stories in the Old Testament, the Bible has showed us how people back then have sinned against God. And looking at myself, I see a sinner just like them. So being myself without God means being sinful, resentful, and hopeless. That is not very good. Sure, I can put on different veneers to make my life look great on this surface, but deep down, if I am honest to myself, I know that being myself is not good at all. Instead of just being myself without God, He has called me to be who He has created me to be. A child of a God, an ambassador of His kingdom, a character in His story, and that sounds great to me. Last year, I went to the men's retreat at Camp Shamana with a group of guys from First Free. When I was there, one question that the speaker had asked stuck with me until today. He asked, "Is God a character in your story, or are you a character in God's story?" Looking back, I have to admit that I have put God as a character in my story way too many times. So asking myself this question all the time has really helped me stay grounded in God's story. I still struggle with many different things in life every day. But by knowing I'm in God's story and actively participate in it, I see my struggle being turned into adventures that are filled with purpose, excitement, and joy. And that beats me struggling in my own story every single time.